W2AV Talk with Demetris Curry. Here's your gateway to discovering the formula to a more gratifying life with the accountability you need to start and stay energized, inspired, and on top. Author and wealth strategist Demetris Curry is a nationally leading voice and go-to authority on insurance and financial literacy. Got questions about your finances, relationships, healthy living, or professional life? W2AV talks about it all, along with tips to enhance your overall well-being. W2AV Talk with Demetris Curry.
Hello, everybody. This is Demetris Curry coming to you with another wonderful segment of Authors Unite. Now, as you know, when we brought this together, we started talking about who the author is behind the scenes of that beautiful piece of work or art that they've released to the social media, to the major platforms, and maybe your favorite bookstore. But I wanted to take this opportunity to sit down with none other than Miss Tana Tane, Dr. Tana Tane to be exact. You know, what I'm so excited about with this particular interview is that we have the opportunity to go behind the scenes and talk with Miss Tana, as she is always in the forefront in talking with different organizations, on broadcasts, on television and radio, and probably one of your favorite networks. But now we get a chance to get to know Miss Tana behind the scenes and let her be as transparent as she knows how in talking about where it all began for her. So before I get too close into everything that she does, I mean, I can go on and on about all her wonderful accolades, but I want to give her the floor and bring her on. So Miss Tana, are you there?
I'm here. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm wonderful. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful as well. I'm glad to be here finally.
Yes. We've been trying to put this together for a minute.
Yeah.
We have. I'm so excited to have you here with us today and to allow you to give the floor and just tell us, who is Tana Tane?
Well, I have two personas. So I have Tana Tane and then I have Dr. Tana M Session. Okay. So Tana Tane is my fun side. You know, I'm married to Dana Dane, classic legendary hip hop artist. We've been together for 20 years, married for 10 this year. And then Dr. Tana M Session is my professional side. And, you know, that's, you know, who wrote the book and shared her journey through corporate America as a Black woman, oftentimes being the only one, and what that was like, and some of the tools and strategies that I use to navigate those cultures that weren't necessarily built for me to be successful.
Wow. And I think that's where we really connected several years ago when we both were on the same platform talking to women about where they wanted to be in life and how they got there and in their career paths and pushing through all the red tape that we as African American women go through sometimes, right? So I was like, that's where we connect.
Yeah,
that's where it started. So and now you're like big sister. Absolutely love it. Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah. We've had the opportunity to watch you in everything that you do online, in radio, in TV, in LinkedIn Live. I mean, diversity and inclusion. You have taken it over and start telling people about where it's going wrong and where it needs to be adjusted at. Yeah. You know, what do you find right now in your industry that is the biggest challenge of changing the game?
I would say organizational leaders is the biggest challenge, in particular at the C-suite, because sometimes they're in denial about the lived experience of employees who don't look like them, because their experience is completely different. And so I usually have to show the data. I have to do surveys and say, hey, your different sub-communities within your organization, be it women, Black employees, Asian, American, Pacific Islanders, Hispanic, Latino, their experience is completely different than what you think. And here are the things that need to be done to close those gaps. And oftentimes once they see the data, you know, they start to accept facts and realize that we have some work to do. But sometimes there is a bit of resistance.
Wow. And I know that came from somewhere in your experiences of what pulled you into this direction. So, you know, is there any experience or maybe something you learned in life that pushed you in this direction?
Yeah, I had that question asked to me recently, and I had to take it back to, I told myself I had to take it back to 4-year-old Tana. So the first 4 years of my life I spent in foster care, and I was raised by a white family, and then ultimately was reunited with my Black family. My maternal grandparents actually got me out of foster care and took me in as one of their own. And I've always had a very diverse group of friends. So, initially I was very attracted to, being friends with white people because that was my comfort zone. But over time, I was able to diversify that. And so those experiences allowed me to see the world through different eyes and different experiences. And then going into corporate America and having a shock of not everyone's like that, right? Like not everyone welcomes that, or not everyone sees me in that way that my friends do. And then the people in my, immediate social network. And I had bad experiences as a result of that. And so I think the work that I do is a definite result of that effect, right? So every cause has an effect. So that cause created the effect of me working in a diversity space to ensure that the experiences that I had, others wouldn't have.
Right, right. And you never know when your story touches somebody else and say, you know what, I'm going through that right now.
Yep.
How do I, get over that? Or how do I get over that hump of being able to get to the next part of chapter in my career or chapter in my life, even at that, even in your life, right? Because I can only imagine how difficult it was to sort of like figure out where you were in society when you grew up in one household. And you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And you trying to figure out, where do I fit into this, right?
Well, my grandmother had to remind me I was Black a few times.
She said, hey, don't let it fool you. Right. We still got some of that melanin in the skin.
Exactly.
Now, you know what I mean? My grandma was Indian and Black. And I'll tell you, she would always bring that in and say, yeah, pull that back in.
Yep.
Don't you forget them roots.
Don't forget
them. They call it roots. Don't forget them roots. Right? Which is so true. Which is so true. Mm-hmm. So with everything that you have going on right now, I mean, you're touching so many spaces right now. And you just got back from your trip from Africa, and that was an amazing trip. I felt like I was there because I got
That's what everyone said. I was like, great. That was the point. I wanted to bring everyone along on this new adventure and journey for us. And they came along, which was great.
Oh my goodness. I was like, I feel like I was there. I was actually touching the giraffe myself. I was. I saw the hyenas walk past me. Like,
right. Yep, I was there.
I was there. And you were in such close proximity to them too. And I was like, wow, now that is an experience.
Yeah. After doing the safari, I never want to see another zoo. Like it's nothing can touch that.
Nothing.
I don't have to go to another zoo ever again.
Nothing will ever touch that from that point forward. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So where are your thoughts, or what's next? What's going on for Tana next in this new adventure?
Well, a couple of things, definitely, the fact that my book is doing so well, which I'm really honored and pleased about. It's out in the universe, it's making its way around. Companies are actually buying it for their employees, Demetris, which is phenomenal to me. I'm talking banking.
Are you talking about this book?
I'm talking about that. Yeah. That one. Yep. That's it. Right over my shoulder. Yep. So people are buying, Working While Black, A Woman's Guide to Stop Being the Best Kept Secret, as part of Black History Month. People have ordered it for Women's Month. So it's just phenomenal. I've had employee resource groups order it as well. And then, just individuals that are buying it and, thanking me for, they're like, I feel seen. Like, this is my story. I thought I was the only one. I got some strategies as a result of this because you provided strategies. You didn't just talk about the struggles, but you said, here's how I navigated it. Here's what you can do. And then you brought in the stories of other powerful Black women that did the same thing. And I was like, and we were able to get Swati Mandela, which is Nelson and Winnie Mandela's granddaughter, because I wanted to get a global perspective of what the Black female experience is in corporate America. And she was able to share her story too, and kind of how she navigated those cultures and those environments that, again, weren't built for us, designed for us to succeed. And we succeeded regardless. And
see, when I was reading the book, it really took me back to when I was in corporate America. As you know, I left corporate America, about 17, 18 years ago, and working in the financial markets. as you know, is one of those markets. Oh goodness, that has a lot of red tape and ceiling
Yeah.
effects and things of that nature. And
White male dominated.
yes, ma'am. And I am again in another white male dominated industry
Yeah.
of insurance.
Yep.
But the only difference is that what I am the boss this time.
That's right.
That it makes a big
A
difference.
big difference.
But when reading the book, I was like, yep, that's a tough pill to swallow. Yep. Look, let me get some water.
I know. I hope it was a trigger for people. I hope it wasn't a trigger.
Let me get some water. That felt like a big old knot right there.
Yeah.
So I know exactly. That is phenomenal. Congratulations on everything that you're doing within this book, and how it's touching the community, not just the corporations, right? Yeah. And I thought it was just phenomenal whenever you're out and you're talking about diversity and inclusion, and you are actually at some of the largest Fortune 500 companies out there talking to them about where they're going wrong and how to fix it. And
I'm calling that baby ugly. Your baby's ugly. But we can fix it. We can put some lipstick on this pig.
I got some liner and some blush. We can make it look even better.
We can make it look good.
Yes. But then you that's the cosmetic part of it, right? Getting down to the foundation is is harder.
Yeah, it is, because this type of work, I tell people, is head and heart work. And sometimes you don't see an immediate return on the investment either. And that's the other thing that these leaders have to understand, that it's not like, oh, we put in a new IT system and as a result, employees can work faster and smarter and harder. No, this is different, and it's going to take time. It's a journey. It's a never-ending journey. I tell them there is no end to this work. It will always evolve and change as your company changes, as new people join the organization, as people leave the organization. But you can never ignore it once you've started doing the work, because it's almost like you have to start all over again.
So is this particular journey harder with people going to a virtual market more so now, where they're not even in an office space?
It's different. It's a different challenge now because of the fact that they don't have the interpersonal component of it. And now managers have to be much more intentional about not only who they add onto their team, but also about how they manage those individuals, from a one-on-one perspective, as well as from a teaming perspective. So understanding that now you're dealing with people in these little virtual boxes, how do you build those relationships with trust so that they feel it's a safe place? And then ultimately they can show up as their true, authentic selves, which means they'll be more productive, more engaged, they'll be more motivated, and they'll probably want to stay longer. It's different and harder to do that. And managers, again, just have to build a new muscle from that perspective.
Wow. That is phenomenal. And now you have the opportunity to right where you went wrong on the last employee that just didn't give you a notice.
Well, there's some interesting resignations over the last couple of years, let's just say. Some was quite comical. I'm like, oh, that was a good one.
And you're like, why did you just, that was going on. Oh, you didn't tell me that, that kind of thing. So that's crazy. But you are changing the game, one corporate entity at a time. And I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
And very excited for you. And I'm thankful for your wisdom and for all of your knowledge and how you're out there just really being transparent in your story. It gives people the opportunity to get to know who you are.
Yeah, it makes you relatable, right? People want to work with people who they know, like, and trust. And the only way to do that is for them to know you, like you, and trust you.
Yeah. Or find out who you are or tell you who you are. You don't want anybody to tell you who you are. You want to
you don't want that.
You want to get to know them. But we're ecstatic and we're excited about it. And if you have not gotten this book, guys, you guys better go get it. Get it. Where can they find all of this? Where can they find you most?
They can find the book at Walmart.com, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, on my publisher's website, Isabella Media. They can find it on my website. They order through me, it'll be autographed. If they order through anyone else, it won't be. So that's a little, caveat there. And, they can find me, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere at Dr. Tana M Session. They can also go to my website, tanamsession.com. and learn more about the work that I do for corporations, as well as the executive performance coaching I do, which is my one-on-one VIP coaching I do for executives. They can learn more about those different programs and the trainings. I offer a lot of trainings as well.
Okay.
So all that's on my website.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. I'm excited. And I did get your autograph copy. Thank
You
so
did.
much.
That's right.
I'll make sure I send you an autograph copy. It's brighter days ahead as well. So
Great.
I'm very excited that we have had this opportunity to finally sit down and just talk. We've been trying to do this for a minute, so I'm excited, guys.
Me too. I'm glad I made it.
Yes, glad I made it, right? Look, I didn't have to go to Africa to find you this time.
You did. Although you never know. I might be here right now.
Hey, I don't know where you are right now. You could be all over the world. Have no idea. But I thank you so very much for being here with you. Okay.
Thank you.
Guys, once again, another fabulous author, Miss Tana Tane, or Dr. Tana Sessions, whichever one you're working with at that given time. But let me tell you, either way, you're going to get some phenomenal information. You're going to get a wealth of knowledge and a person of great character and heart that will share with you her transparency of where it all started from her and why she came into this market talking about changing the game in corporate America and being who you're supposed to be with your staff and with your loved ones and making sure you have an all-around wonderful life. We are so excited to have had her here with us today. Thank you so very much for joining us on another segment of Authors Unite, powered by W2AV Talk. Talk to you soon, and we will have another author coming your way.
Thank you for tuning in to W2AV Talk with author and wealth strategist Demetris Curry. Connect with Demetris at demetriscurry.com and subscribe to the Demetris Curry YouTube channel today.